Alright, so this is my Heraldic Beast deck. Mostly I have an issue with the extra deck. It's alright. It's not the best type of extra deck. Mainly because the XYZs that belong to the archetype don't seem to be that powerful unless my opponent has an XYZ. So they're alright. There are better ones. I might update the extra deck with some other monsters. But the main thing is obviously because I use the advanced heraldry art card. It gets me XYZs into a lot of good, useful monsters instantly, especially creating stuff like number 101 Silent Honor, Exciton Knight. So those are two of the strongest rank 4s currently out in the game. There are other good ones, of course, but these are among the strongest generics because of what they do. And they shouldn't do it, but they do. So they exist. Just deal with it. Alright, so I run Amphis Baina. Can't even pronounce the name. I call him Amp. So I run 3 amps, 3 Leos. 3 amps of course because it's special summon, so that's usually useful, especially when you want to get something in the grave. So you discard a Heraldic Beast to the grave to special summon him, and then obviously use Reborn to bring it back, and then you can do a one, and you can go right into a one turn XYZ. Of course, you got Leo, because it's good if you discard Leo with Amp's effect, you'll get Leo's effect, which lets you grab a Heraldic Beast from your deck, add it to your hand. You can summon it, so then when you play Reborn, now you got 3 XYZs. So right now I'm noticing, that obviously there's certain XYZs that would like to play, like Evil Sworn or Ouroboros would be good in here, Violon the Sigma. So I might update this deck later, make a second version of this. I'm even thinking of doing a rank up version just to see if I could do a rank up version. But for now, this is a pretty basic design. It's just basic function. You got Heraldic Beast Eali. I just call it Eel, right? So you got 2 Heraldic Beasts, you can special summon it. So that's always useful. I hate that it can't have synergy with advanced heraldry art, which is gay. Because once you play the spell card, you bring out 2 monsters, and then you have to immediately XYZ summon them. That sucks. It'd be nice to be able to bring them out, special summon Eel, and then XYZ summon. But whatever. It is a 1 card XYZ, so can't ask for too much, right? And the fact that there's no restrictions, the fact that I could play 3 copies of this per turn, same goes for Heraldry Reborn. So those are some broken stuff right there, right? And I love the field spell because it gets you multiple copies of these cards, so you could pretty much OTK. So technically this deck is an OTK deck if you play it that way. But I just like to just go into XYZs just for the heck of it, just because it's fun. Unicorn, I like when I activate the field spell, I like to obviously pitch Leo, because Leo will get me a Heraldic Beast from my deck to my hand, and then the field spell will get me one of the spells, and I typically get Heraldry Reborn. So, and with Leo's effect I get Unicorn. The reason why is because obviously I'm going to go into a 1 turn XYZ summon, and I can create either number 18 or number 8 since they're psychics. If they get destroyed and defeated, right, I already have Unicorn in the graveyard, which will allow me to special summon it back during my turn, of course, because I can't do it on my opponent's turn. It would be nice if I could, but I can't. I can only do it during my turn. So it's just a good play to set up, just in case it's like, oh, you defeated my monster. All right, cool. My turn. Banish. Bring it right back, and I could do something, right? So that's just my play. That's the way I like to play it. So that's the purpose. Falcon. Falcon is alright. Like, at first, I didn't think too much of his effect. I was like, yeah, that's alright, but I run mainly 4s, so this won't be no use to me. But then I had space for 1 extra card in the deck, and I was like, so what can I put in here? And I didn't want to do something like put Redux, just because I got most of my monsters are Earth or something like that. And I was like, what can I put there? And I was thinking of Mind Control, and then I thought of Mind Control. I was like, Mind Control. So actually, this wasn't going to be in the deck. I forgot what it was. I think it was the dragon, the 1800 dragon. I was going to put it in there. I don't even like the dragon's effect. It's only because it was 1800 I was going to put it in. But then I thought, monster, Mind Control combo with Falcon is a rank 4 XYZ play. So I could take my opponent's Malefic Cyber End, for example, summon this, turn his Malefic Cyber End to a level 4, bang, XYZ summon. So this is good for, as a combo with Mind Control. Let's just say somebody creature swaps and gives me, a level 5 monster with, like, let's say they give me like a Labyrinth Wall or something that it's not too much of a threat. It's not like I can attack with and deal damage, but it's level 5 and higher, and it's like, you know what? I just summon Falcon, turn it into a 4-star, make it useful. So it's like, yeah, now I start to see the usefulness of it. It's a win, so it helps me go into Chidori. So since it helps me go into Chidori, because I could also combo it with Amp, which is also a win. So that works out. And I just used it in a duel, so that's pretty cool. Cause I didn't use him, but I special summoned him, then I summoned one of him, and then went into Chidori, and I was able to get rid of my opponent's monsters. Cause I had a Stroke already on the field, so then I used Stroke to put his Light Sworn Werewolf face down. Then I went into Chidori and bounce his face down Werewolf to the bottom of his deck. Detach from Chidori to send his Lightsworn Paladin, I think it was the 1800 one that mills 2 at the end phase and gets 300 when it attacks. I sent that to the top of his deck, of course, and attack for 1800 and 1900. And I have a snapshot of it. He pretty much rage quit once he tried summon Blaster. He tried attack with Blaster. I played red screen, and then he was like, alright, he ended his turn. But what he did was he went to end phase. He didn't just end his turn, he just went to end phase, and he was waiting there a little while. I was like, no, during my end phase. That's all I said. I didn't point out that during my end phase I pay 1,000 for red screen. I just said during my end phase, and then he just rage quit. It's like, was it that big of a deal? You know what I mean? That only during my end phase I lose 1,000. So, like, that didn't change much of the duel. He still had a 28. Granted, I was gonna put his Blaster on top of his deck and make him salty, but anyway, it was just the fact that it was interesting. Like, wait a minute, I just told you the card red screen, I pay 1,000 during my end phase, not during every end phase, and you rage quit because of that. So that's funny. Of course, the field spell, the main reason I made this version of the deck, because it's that awesome. It definitely gives the deck synergy. It helps you rota what you need a rota, and it just helps you set up the combo pieces, because you can use the spell cards mainly. You can use, obviously, Heraldic Reborn to set up the field with a whole bunch of monsters and OTK that way, or you can just go into multiple synchro plays. Especially looking at the card, the fact that this doesn't make specifically only Heraldic XYZs, you can go into multiple number one-on-ones if you want. So you could just, it's a one card one-on-one, right? Play this, bring out number 1-on-1, take it for the monster. So that means the materials are back in the graveyard. You play another copy, bring out another 1-for-1 number 1-on-1, activate his effect. And if you have another one, you know what I mean? It's like you can literally take your opponent's entire graveyard. So like I said, I will be working on this deck a little bit more. I just wanted a basic build that can utilize the field spell. But you know, after just playing with it and thinking about it, it's like, yeah, I can make the extra deck a lot more broken. Because I could put 2 more 101s, and that would be very dangerous. Way too dangerous. And let's see, of course, terraforming to get the field spell, because the field spell is very important. It generates my pluses. Oh, another good thing about the field spell is that it's a once per turn effect, not a once per turn effect, as it were, where you can only use it once per turn. It's a once per turn effect. So if you play multiple copies of the field spell, like you play a copy, pitch, plus, play a new copy, pitch, plus, you get it? So it's like, unless they reworded it, you know, unless they reword it, and this is not the way it's supposed to be, right? It, you know, see, all the way to the bottom, it doesn't say you can only play it, you can only use this effect once. So it's like, yeah, I can play it multiple times. So, you know, the field spell and terraforming, you know, combos pretty well, because the terraformers would guarantee you get multiple copies in your hand, so you can, you know, fill up your graveyard pretty fast. Again, will help you go into OTK, right? Because you're filling up your graveyard with monsters, and then you're plussing the spell cards that brings the monsters back. So it's like just broken. And then you combo it with Leo. Leo's plussing you. You know what I mean? You'll plus a monster out of it. You know, it would be more broken if you could plus Leo into Leo, of course, but they make sure you can't plus Leo into Leo, because then you could plus Leo into Leo, and you know, plus and just keep on going, right? And my and of course my staples. Got my bait dolls, got my MSTs, my Regeki breaks, my red screen. Apparently my red screen won me the duel because of its effect that I have to pay 1,000 during my phase. Mind control, because it has synergy with Falcon. The only real reason is in there, but you never know. My opponent might have a level 4 monster that I could steal, right? I got Chidori because I have 6 wind in the deck. It's my stroke just because it protects itself, and it has the Book Moon capabilities that's very useful to me. Dire Wolf. Most of these monsters are beasts and warriors. I mean, and wing beasts. I think they're all. Let me see, because I think he's a beast, right? Beast. Dragon. Okay, so he's the only one that's not. And then you got beast. You got beast. And then you got the wing beast. So I got 9 beasts in the deck, 1 dragon. I mean 3 dragons and 3 wing beasts. The point is, Dire Wolf works, and it's good, you know, to get rid of stuff. He's kind of like the scrap dragon of the deck. Then you got Corn, which deals with certain problematic cards. Plus, it's a good second turn move, because like when I have 2 Heraldics on the field, deal some damage. And then for some reason my opponent drops something, or I try to attack and he's like, Battle Fader. Alright, cool. Main phase 2, overlay, Corn, you know what I mean? Get rid of it. I don't want you to have tribute fodder or XYZ fodder, you know, or anything like that. I don't want you to still have the Battle Fader, so. And of course, I got 101 Silent Honor Arc, which will be bumped up to 3 soon. Exoton Knight. Exoton Knight, just because he's broken. And obviously a lot of y'all will use these monsters, so it only makes sense to put it in the deck, because y'all gonna play it anyway. I don't even have to tell you to play it, y'all play it because y'all want to. Number 18, 3 copies. Number 8, 3 copies. And number 69, oh yeah, 3 copies. But of course, those will be interchanged. I'll put some other rank 4s that requires 3s. Might throw in the Utopia or something like that. Whatever I like. I'll be more creative with the extra deck in the second version, with more play testing. But this is this build works. I've been winning, so can't argue with the fact that I've been winning, whether it's because I pwned somebody or because they're mad with their life and they rage quit. Still winning. I'm still putting stuff on the board, still getting them pluses, so everybody likes that. So this deck works to do that. And this is my Heraldic, aka Heraldic OTK, if you do the OTK part right, deck profile.